What is Dodge, Jeep, and Ram thinking? Everything they offer is way overpriced, and honestly, the quality is pretty damn low, and most people say, I don't want to buy this overpriced junk. Dodge Hornets cost $50,000, a little tiny SUV that'll break down tomorrow, and have absolutely zero resale value, but that's pretty much with all Dodge, Jeep, and Ram products, there's not much resale value. Even the Jeep Wranglers that were known to have okay resale value, now they're $100,000. Granted, they have some for cheaper, but still, you used to be able to get one in the 30s, now they're 40, 50 grand for close to a base model. The prices are insane. A few years ago, people were paying MSRP for these Gladiators, these Wranglers, and now they're just completely buried upside down. And what were they thinking building an EV charger? Like, who in the world wants that? Especially considering what you had before, and like, do you know who your clientele base is? Now, I hear they're bringing the V8 back, but it's going to take some time, and who knows how much they're going to charge. Considering how much they charge for the V8 and other options, I'm assuming it's going to be $100,000+. Same with their trucks. They took away the V8 and only offered an inline 6, and there's a lot of people in the truck market in America who are looking for a 1500 pickup, especially when you're spending the kind of money that these new trucks cost. They're like, if I'm spending $70, $80, $90,000, I want a V8. Personally, I couldn't imagine spending 88 grand on any Ram, let alone an inline 6. 1500. So the prices all around the board don't make any sense. And Stellantis is the parent company of Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and they've had so many issues over the last few years with their CEO that completely destroyed the company. He took his paycheck and he's out of there now. But the company is still dealing with the mistakes that they made. I mean, look at their stock. Over the last year, it went from $24 all the way down to under $10. They are getting hit from every end, but they're seriously building vehicles that people don't want. It's that simple. Carlos Tavares was known to get a super high salary, and what he did was cost cut, cost cut, cost cut. So your Jeep Wrangler, your Jeep, your this, your that, your Ram was built at the cheapest cost possible. Missing paint there, missing paint here. It's built like crap. And guess what happened? They beat Ford last year as the recall king. And Ford is always known as the top recall company, but not last year. Stellantis actually beat them. And it just shows how much junk they're building and how cheap they made it, and now they're starting to have to pay the price. These companies can cut corners all they want, but it's going to cost them in the long run. But anytime they do a recall, they still half-ass it and they don't do a good enough job. Anyways, they don't include all the vehicles. You guys already know. But it's crazy to see 2023 still on the lot too. There's a dealership near me that has a 2023 Grand Cherokee still on the lot right now. And it's insane because it's priced at like 60 grand. It's like, how much has that thing already depreciated? And the day supply for Dodge, Jeep, and Ram is always high. They always have dealerships filled with a whole bunch of Rams, a whole bunch of Jeeps. They have every brand, every model you want. And they're going to be sitting for 300, 400, 500 days in some cases, which is crazy for the car lot to have to hold it because, again, these car lots run on financing. It's called floor planning, which is their financing for the dealership, and they floor plan all their inventory. But once it hits a certain amount of days, like 60 or 90, the interest rate bumps up dramatically. And so these car dealerships, if they don't get it sold within 90 days, 120 days, they are going to have to pay big time, a lot of interest, and it costs the dealership a lot of money. And you already know the dealership's not doing anything for that 2023 Jeep Wrangler that's been sitting for 2 years. They haven't even done an oil change or anything or even moved it. Flat spots in the tires and all this stuff, they don't care. It's only been 2 years. And a lot of Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealerships do the extra packages. So they do the $25,000 Black Widow package for wheels, lift, and tires. But it's like, come on, are you serious? 25 grand for something I can do on my own for 10 grand? And you're never going to get your money back out of that kit, that $25,000 Black Widow package. You might as well just throw that money straight in the trash. And a lot of people love modifying their own Jeep or their own truck anyways. If you're going to do that, you might as well, instead of spending 25 grand and giving it to the dealership like it's candy. But we just have to see what happens. Stellantis is not necessarily in the best situation. They sell a lot of makes and a lot of models that people just don't want. They're trying to make it more exciting now and bring it back, but it's like, you guys did so much harm to your reputation. What do you think's going to happen? So it's definitely going to be a rocky few years for them, but maybe they bring V8s back, they lower prices, all this stuff, but I doubt it. And it's just like, come on, Jeep is the worst with price increases over the last 5 years. So you're telling me Jeep increased the price more than any other manufacturer over the last 5 years. And that's the crazy part. They took full advantage when there was no supply chain. They rose the prices. They lost so many customers, and now they're trying to beg for them back, saying, hey, we're over here. Come on, we're Mopar, we're this, we're that. But you guys lost it. You guys took it from a whole nother level, and you have a European company trying to run this American automotive company, and it's not working out so well. But who knows? Maybe in the next few years they're going to change and they'll go the right route and maybe everything will be good. But we'll see. There's just a whole lot of overpriced junk that's sitting at the car lot and it ain't going to sell anytime soon without huge discounts. And I've seen 20, 30,000 off, but it ain't enough because this stuff got increased so much. I would stay far, far away from it. Personally, it's just going to be nothing but problems. But let me know what you think. Would you buy any of this overpriced junk? Have a great day and stay blessed.